President Aquino recently signed Republic Act 10586, which penalizes persons driving under the influence of alcohol, dangerous drugs, and similar substances. While the law is supported by various sectors, including the National Council for Commuter Safety and Protection, there are concerns the new law may lead to mulcting of drivers. We have in the studio NCCP President Elvira Medina. Ms. Medina, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me over.
It's a good law, but the question is in the implementation. Do you have any participation in the implementing rules?
Actually, this particular law has been discussed for over 3 years now.
Okay.
Starting in 2010 when the World Safety Decade for Road Safety started, and this is one of the most important laws that we've been trying to ask government to enact. And precisely because of not only the danger to the driver or his passengers, but also the danger to people outside the vehicle.
Correct.
And that poses public safety risk.
Right.
Now, in the past, we have not had any of this law, but we are very happy that finally it has been enacted. The implementing rules and regulations are now being prepared.
Okay.
As we had said before, the signing of the law is only 10%.
Mm-hmm.
The 90% is the participation of the people, not only the law enforcers, but also us, the people.
Yes.
There had been some speculations that it might be the cause of corruption again.
Yes.
But in the council and in the center, we have been saying that it's high time that we stop the culture of mistrust.
Okay.
And let us start thinking of the more important objective of the law, which is to save lives.
Okay.
And in the other countries, the practice is the greater part of the implementation, as I said, is in the people. What happens there is that the manufacturers of the alcoholic drinks,
Yes.
they separate, they put aside a certain part of their income to put into the hands of law enforcers and the places where their goods are sold or drank by the customers. They are the ones that donate the breath analyzers.
Okay.
So what happens there is that in a particular, perhaps pub or a gimmick place that is the equivalent of those places here in the country, they put a breath analyzer. So if they see that a customer or a guest takes more than one, before they go out, they are asked to test themselves. And there is somebody who supervises. And if they find out that the guest fails in the breath analyzer test, their key is taken away from them.
Okay.
And they're asked to rest until they are sober enough or the effect of the alcohol has...
When will the law be implemented then?
It has to undergo a certain process. When the implementing rules and regulations are finalized, it will be presented to the public. It has to be published. And that still takes some time.
So there is no date yet for the implementation?
I have not heard of any date, but I know that agencies of the government are trying very hard to fast track the implementing rules and regulations.
Well, we all know that determining the drunkenness of a driver is a science.
Yes, that's right.
We should determine the alcohol level in the blood.
That's right.
And to do that, you need equipment and tools.
That's the breath analyzer.
The breath analyzer. And you need people trained in the use of the breath analyzers. The questions are, one, do the police have breath analyzers? Two, will they be trained in the use of breath analyzers?
Yes.
Do they have breath analyzers now?
Right now, I understand that the government has allocated, because when you pass a law, there is a substantial amount that is
A corresponding budget.
corresponding budget
Yeah.
to that, and the budget not only is for the equipment but
Right.
also training the people.
Right.
But it also depends on organizations like ours
Mm-hmm.
to ensure that the implementation and the enforcement are in the proper order.
Right.
And we call on the public also to help us monitor. We will not rely only on what we hear, but it is up for us to do our own active participation.
The greater job of information rests on media.
That's right.
So media should do its part.
That's right.
Citizens, media by doing its part will make citizens more aware, number one, of the
Yes.
law, and number two, of what to do in the
That's right.
environment of the law, how to
Yes.
behave, for
That's
example,
right.
how to drink. If you drink, how to drink. And if you drink, don't drive. Let someone else drive.
That's right.
So you're correct. There should be a cultural change, but at this point, you were saying that we should forget the culture of mistrust. No?
Yes.
I think right now the mistrust stems from the vagueness of the
That's right.
implementation of the law.
That's right,
no?
that's right.
How are the police going to implement it?
Yes.
We all have visions of policemen stopping everyone
That's
and
right.
saying you're drunk, no? Because it's his word against mine. No? You're drunk without benefit of scientific evaluation,
Yes,
a breath
that's right.
analyzer. No? So these are the thoughts that are in people's mind now.
Yes.
So if it's very clear that the implementing rules and guidelines are going to ensure the fairness of the
Yes.
system, then this law will surely benefit everyone concerned.
And we should also call on the industries involved here,
Right.
so that the
To be
proper,
more responsible.
Yes, the proper
Yes.
communications channel, people will be more aware
Correct.
of what is to be done. They
Correct.
should know how a breath analyzer looks like
Exactly.
and what is to be done. What are their rights if they are stopped
Right.
for a breath analyzer test?
Right. And to deliver a message like smoking kills, very simply.
Yes,
Drunk
that's right.
driving kills.
Yes.
Very simply, Very simple message. So what's the next step in the process, ma'am? Are there ongoing consultations for the IRR?
Yes, there are. There are. In fact, we have been informed of the procedures, and we're just waiting for the date when. Right now, I understand it's still in the government level, but later on, they will be presenting the guidelines to
the public. Yes.
for us to also input. And then hopefully, I know that right now some of the secretaries of the cabinet involved are watching us, because I texted them.
Good.
And then,
Thank you, ma'am.
And I
Para lumaki
hope that
audience namin.
they will get the industry involved, because in other
Yes.
countries, the industries are very, very much involved. They benefit from, from keeping their own customers safe.
Yes.
Because if a person drinks too much and dies, they lose one of
Who
their
are the
customers
secretaries who
again.
are watching us this morning, ma'am?
Well, the people, the secretaries that I have communicated with is Secretary Rojas, Secretary Abaya, Secretary Chairman Francis Tolentino,
Okay.
and AGM.
Okay.
And
So
also-
Secretary Rojas, Secretary Abaya, and Chairman Tolentino, good morning. Thank you for this program, and we hope that the IRRs will be clear and out soon.
Yes. To us, I think what should be clear is a simple message. Ang mga taong pasaway, unang namamatay.
Okay. All right. We hope we see more of those. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very
for
much
coming
for-
here this morning and
thank you for
discussing. I'm sure
inviting me here.
we'll talk about this many more times.
Yes, thank you
until
very
it's
much.
implemented. Elvira Medina, President of the NCCP. Let's go to Amelin.
Thank you, Jing. Let's now